Have you ever liked someone 1 minute and then suddenly lost all attraction the next? No argument, no betrayal, just one moment that changed everything. Psychology calls this one of the strangest parts of human attraction, and today we are explaining why it happens. Everyone has felt it. You were interested. You were excited. You were genuinely looking forward to getting to know this person. And then something happened. Something small. Something that should not have mattered. And suddenly everything changed. The attraction disappeared completely. Instantly. Like someone turned off a switch that you did not even know existed. Psychology calls this the ick, and it is one of the most fascinating and misunderstood phenomena in the entire science of human attraction. The first thing psychology wants you to understand is that the ick is not shallow. It feels shallow. It looks shallow from the outside. But research shows it is actually your brain running a deeply sophisticated compatibility assessment, just at a speed and depth that your conscious mind cannot fully access. When something gives you the ick, your subconscious has detected an incompatibility signal, something that does not align with your values, your standards, or your vision of a partner. And it communicates that incompatibility the only way it knows how, through instant physical repulsion. The second psychological truth is that the ick is almost always triggered by a perceived status drop. This is rooted in evolutionary psychology. Human attraction is heavily influenced by how we perceive someone's confidence, social competence, and self-awareness. When someone does something that signals low social awareness, an awkward wave, a specific laugh, a childlike behavior in a serious moment, your brain interprets it as a drop in the status you originally assigned them. And attraction is deeply tied to perceived status. The moment the perception drops, the attraction follows immediately. The third truth is that the ick reveals your attachment style. People with anxious attachment styles tend to experience the ick more frequently and more intensely than securely attached people. This is because anxious attachment creates hypervigilance around potential incompatibility. The brain is constantly scanning for reasons this person might not be safe to love. And when it finds one, even a small one, it uses it as evidence for the case it was already building against vulnerability. The ick is sometimes not about the other person at all. It is about your own fear of getting close. The fourth psychological dimension is sensory incompatibility. Certain sounds, movements, eating habits, and physical behaviors trigger deep neurological responses that have nothing to do with logic. Research shows that sensory processing sensitivity, how intensely your nervous system responds to external stimuli, varies enormously between people. Highly sensitive people experience the ick more intensely because their nervous system processes sensory information more deeply. A chewing sound, a specific hand gesture, a particular way of walking. These are not rational deal breakers. They're neurological ones. And the brain does not negotiate with neurology. The fifth truth is perhaps the most important one. The ick is irreversible in most cases. Once your subconscious brain has filed someone under repulsion, reversing that filing requires an enormous amount of new positive data that directly contradicts the original signal. Research shows that first impressions and early attraction signals are stored in the amygdala, the emotional memory center, and are extraordinarily resistant to rational override. You cannot logic your way out of the ick. You cannot convince yourself to feel differently. And trying to do so almost always makes a repulsion stronger because now you are consciously focused on the very thing you are trying to ignore. The ick is not cruelty. It is not shallowness. It is your brain doing what brains do, making rapid assessments about compatibility based on signals you cannot always consciously explain. Sometimes those signals are right. Sometimes they are old wounds disguised as instincts. The wisdom is in learning to tell the difference. Share this with someone who has ever felt the ick and could not explain why. And comment below, what was the strangest thing that gave you the ick? I read every single one.